welcome. Thank you so much for coming out to the Mount Washington Tavern, and thank you to them for the beautiful hospitality. Thank you to everyone taking out time of your day. I want to introduce to you Lee Corrigan, who decades ago charged himself with the task of starting the Baltimore Running Festival, and his response to every obstacle and every challenge was consistently, we will do whatever it takes to make the event a success. And that's once again our theme this year. We will do whatever it takes to make the event a success. And for decades, thank you very much, Chris. For decades, it's been working. It's a formula that works. Ladies and gentlemen, Lee Corrigan.
All right, well, thank you. Once again, I want to thank the people from the Mount Washington Tavern, Mikey Monahan and Mary Booker, who are been such great partners with us, and they're going to prepare an awesome lunch for you, so make sure you stick around. Saturday, over 11,000 runners from around the world in 50 states will hit the streets in the 21st annual Baltimore Running Festival in Experience Charm City. Why is this event so great for the city? Well, it's an event, as Booker said, you can count on to deliver every year. By any metric, this event has been a success. Tens of millions of dollars every year generated as economic impact. Hundreds of thousands of dollars every year generated for charity for the city of Baltimore and the surrounding area. This year, our event theme is Baltimore Pride. We will ask all Baltimoreans to run, cheer, or volunteer and show your Baltimore pride at this year's Baltimore Marathon. I'd like to acknowledge the hard work of the city folks involved with putting this event together. Special thanks goes to you, Mayor, because without the cooperation of these people, and they do it with a smile on their face, and they come out and help, whether it's the folks from the Baltimore Police Department, I gotta acknowledge my friends from Maryland Transportation Administration, Eddie Okoro and Alvin Bess, Rafael Siddiqui, who's our electrical engineer, Department of Transportation, Frank Murphy, Quentin Smith, Andre Smith, Marlon Walton, Al Malone, Benita Herman, Anita James, and Michelle Abbott Cole, who get our permit together every year, Kendall Hakeem, Steve Sharkey, Damian Taylor, and Keena Rucker, our main man from sanitation, Big Mike Lucas. All these people are involved in making this thing an event. It's not easy, and there's a lot of tentacles to this thing, so special credit to them. Our friends from OEM, Thea King and her whole team, Scott Brillman, James Wallace, Baltimore Fire Department Chief McCarron, Chief Dante Stewart, and their entire team, and of course, the Baltimore Police Department, Commissioner Harrison, Deputy Commissioner Richard Worley, Deputy Commissioner Sherry Briscoe, Colonel Major Sam Hood, Dwayne Swinton, who's here with us today, Casey Zellers, and Sergeant Erica Martin, and the entire special events team. They're out there with hundreds of police officers manning all those different intersections, and we'll talk about them and why they're so great and why they help us. And of course, from the mayor's office, my man Lindsey Jackson, I'm gonna call him the connector because that's what he is, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, all of you people are awesome, and I thank you very much for your support. This time, I'm gonna introduce Baltimore's #1 runner, Mayor Brandon Scott.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Lee. We know how important this event is to the city, and as a runner, I have to say that the Baltimore Running Festival is one of my favorite events, and Lee, just maybe next year I'll make a running appearance at the festival. We'll see. But like Preakness or the CIAA basketball tournament or the Maryland Cycling Classic that took place last month, the Running Festival is yet another example of being able to host a great sporting event here in Baltimore. But unlike those events, the Baltimore Running Festival is something which people from all walks of life can participate in, and running is obviously a great way to get in and stay in shape. but it's also something that so many people can do for physical and emotional well-being. When you are a runner and you push yourself, you learn more about yourself than you will ever know. You can push yourself to the limits. I always tell this story about being stuck as a miler at 5 minutes and 1 second and not wanting nothing more than to break that 5-minute mile, and the relief that happened for me after I did that, and what that meant for me and what that unlocked in my brain about the power of what I could do with myself in my life through running. And as Lee mentioned, this event is also such a great way to showcase our great city, and it's an economic driver. But I'll be very remiss if I didn't remind folks that this weekend is the Running Festival. We know Lee and I, every year we get these folks who complain about traffic. This is the Running Festival. It happens the same Saturday every month, every year in Baltimore. You can see these nice big maps that we have about where you should not go until the festival is over, and there probably will be a TikTok from me outlaying the map for you guys later. We are going to continue to have this wonderful event in the city because big, beautiful, great cities have these kind of events, and we should, to showcase our city and drive economics in our city. But also, as Lee mentioned, the Baltimore Running Festival generates millions of dollars for our economy and supports charities that provide so much needed services for some of our city's most vulnerable residents. This event brings together a variety of people who have the same goal, doing their best in an event that showcases the best of what Baltimore has to offer. And that is why I am so excited once again to see the Baltimore Running Festival take place. I want to thank all of our sponsors, all of the hard-working folks in the city, all of our city workers, our city administrator, everyone in the police department, fire department, wrecking parks, transportation, OEM, everybody that works alongside the Running Festival folks to put this together, because we are all pushing ourselves to be better so that the Running Festival can be the best that we've ever seen each and every year. Thank you very much, and good luck to all the runners.
Wow, you're good. So AV got two. This is great. Next, I want to talk about our medical partner. MedStar has been such a great partner of ours for years. They have their stuff together, and it gives us a lot of confidence knowing that they're there with us with 7 on-course medical tents, as well as a gigantic medical tent at the finish line. Over 250 medical volunteers are always on hand. I want to thank Sean Huffman, Dr. Matt Sedgley, Dr. John Senator, some of the key people there at MedStar. And I also like to thank Josh Billings, who heads up the MedStar Recovery Zone for our runners at the finish, which is a pretty neat spot. It's my pleasure to introduce the medical director of the Baltimore Marathon, Dr. Eric Homling.
Well, thank you. Great to be here. So at MedStar Health, it is our mission to be the trusted leader in caring for people and advancing health. And to that end, it is with great pride that we are the official medical sponsor of the Baltimore Running Festival. Our aim this weekend is to provide a safe race environment for the athletes. And to reach that goal, we're leveraging resources and relationships across Central Maryland to provide world-class care. Let me say that again, world-class care. Some members of our MedStar sports medicine team are trusted leaders nationally in the field of running medicine, and many of them have been involved in crafting the same care protocols that are used at Boston and the Marine Corps Marathon. So we're lucky to have them on our team. So not only will we have doctors, PAs, and nurses across the MedStar health system, we'll also be joined by residents from Georgetown, Sinai, and Hopkins. We'll have medical students from the University of Maryland joining us, athletic training students and staff from Towson University, as well as staff and students from Howard County Community College's EMT program. So rest assured there will be plenty of eyes on the runners ready to provide assistance should they need it. Now, I mentioned both residents and students. In our mission to advance health, MedStar has a long-standing commitment to education. And as the medical director of this event, I've watched this event evolve over the years to become a wonderful opportunity for young health professionals to learn and to gain valuable experience. And we anticipate we'll be caring for 300 to 400 runners this weekend, so there'll be plenty of experience to go around. For the runners, as Lee mentioned, we'll have first aid stations roughly every 3 miles. We also have a comprehensive finish line medical tent. We'll be, again, partnering with ProCare Ambulance to provide transport for sick and injured athletes. It cannot be overstated how much we appreciate the help of the Baltimore City Fire Department. They're providing additional assets, mobile assets on the course to cover between our first aid stations. They've been with us every step of the way in the planning process, and we thank them. So hands up for the Baltimore City Fire Department. Also, as Lee mentioned, happy to announce our new and improved recovery zone at Mckelden Square. So as the runners cross the finish line, they'll be greeted by our PT staff ready to assist with stretching, foam rolling, and additional state-of-the-art recovery techniques. So they do not want to miss out on that opportunity. Lastly, weather looks fantastic for this weekend, so hopefully that results in fewer medical events. But those runners that do have any non-urgent injuries that occur as a result of the race, we welcome them to reach out to our MedStar Sports Medicine team and set up an appointment through 888-44-SPORT. That's all I have. Good luck to the runners this weekend.
Thank you, Doctor. Next, it's time for me to brag on our media partners, right? One of the most critical elements of our success over the years is that we have a great media partner. WBAL TV, WBAL Radio, 98 Rock. We got a gentleman that sits in the captain's chair there that is all in for the Baltimore Marathon, which is really great, and that's our good friend Dan Jarrett. So I want to thank him and Tim and their entire team. When I say that we have the best television coverage in the country, I'm not lying, okay? We have 5 hours of live television coverage. The Boston Marathon does not have 5 hours of live TV coverage. The New York Marathon does not have it. We have it. So one of the things I always like to talk about and brag about is the fact that, yeah, sure, they're covering the athletic endeavor of this, the people that are trying to win the event. There's very speedy men and women, thanks to our friends from Under Armour, that are going to be competing, right? But what are they going to do with the rest of the time? They got 2.5 hours. They come on at 6 a.m. They leave at 11 a.m., okay? Well, here's what they do. They cover all the great charity stories, all the community human interest stories, which make this event so powerful for our community. So hats off to our friends. I know some of those media guys back there don't like that because they're not WBAL cameras, but nevertheless, it has to be said. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Director of Programming and Public Affairs, our good friend, Mr. Jerome Chester.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Lee, and to Mr. Mayor. We appreciate you recognizing WBAL, 98 Rock, and WBAL News Radio. We are happy and proud to serve as media partners for the Baltimore Running Festival. The community impact of our coverage and participation of the Baltimore Running Festival is really far-reaching. Our partnership with Corrigan Sports Enterprises allows us to showcase the beautiful and the majesty of our beloved city, Baltimore, and the magnificence of its citizens through our broadcast of the Running Festival itself, but as Lee mentioned, also the outstanding stories of some of its remarkable participants. Keep in mind, again, as Lee mentioned, the Baltimore Running Festival is only one of a handful of televised marathons throughout the country. Boston, as he mentioned, Chicago, and of course, New York. But the community impact of our partnership with Corrigan Sports extends well beyond that. Through collaboration with mutual partners like the Baltimore Ravens, we can also put a spotlight on some of the state student athletes with programs like the Baltimore Ravens Rise high school football games that you can currently see on our very local app. If you don't know about it, check it out, download it before you leave today. Again, WBAL 98 Rock and WBAL News Radio are grateful for our partnership with Corrigan Sports Enterprise and look forward to another spectacular Saturday. Good luck to the runners.
All right, next I'm going to walk you through the scope of the event. The Health and Fitness Expo kicks off Friday all day tomorrow at the Convention Center, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's where all the runners go to pick up their race bib and, of course, their awesome Under Armour shirt. Okay, so it's a really cool environment. It's a great way to kick off the whole event. I encourage the media to come down there and talk to some runners and see what's going on. Celebration Village, one of the things that we're really known for, and this goes back to me in the 80s, is we're known for throwing a great party at the finish line. That's right. And when the runners finish, they'll enjoy a complimentary ice-cold Dogfish Head beer, a Truly Seltzer. We'll have 2 stages going with live music, as well as several interactive games throughout the Inner Harbor and West Shore Park. Special thanks goes to our friends at Bond Distributing and Leslie Schaller and her whole team, who've been very supportive of our event. Next, 7:30, Saturday, over 3,000 people will run the Curio Wellness 5K. Special thanks to Lisa Schaefer. We've learned that over the years, 59% of the people that participate in the 5K every year come back the following year to participate in some level. It might not be the 5K, it might be the 10K next, might be the half marathon, and you see what I'm getting at. These people hit for the cycle, then they got to run the full marathon. So it is a great way to introduce them to our event. This time I'd like to introduce Chief Brand Officer and Director of Public Policy, Wendy Braunfein.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you to the Running Festival, fellow sponsors, and everyone here. For those of you who aren't familiar with Curio, we are a medical cannabis brand here in the state of Maryland. We hold all 3 licenses, which is to cultivate, process, and dispense. We really look at this sector through the lens of health and wellness, where cannabis is the active ingredient in the medicine we create, so we feel like this is a really great partnership for us. If any of you have ever been to our wellness center in Timonium, it's called Far and Daughter, which is Swedish for father and daughter. Our company is Maryland family founded. My father and I started it. I work with my sister and brother as well, so it's a really good time. But that center is more than cannabis. It's vitamins, supplements, hemp-based CBD, acupuncture, massage, so all things that really align with people who are focused on an active lifestyle. So in entering into the sponsorship, sort of have a shameless plug here, but we were launching a new line called Move, which is a topical product, and that is really ideal for the runners. And I personally am a huge fan of the topical sector, just because it's nothing that you have to actually ingest, but is really useful for the aches and pains and joints and things that people experience. So we're really excited to be in front of this audience, to bring this product to Maryland. And I would also share that if you're not aware, adult use is on the ballot this year, and that will expand this therapeutic offering across the state, as well as alleviate a lot of issues that the state has experienced in the criminalization, and as well bring a lot of tax revenue and great jobs. So we're really excited to be here. We're really happy to bring the spirit of health and wellness to the citizens of Maryland and Baltimore with the Running Festival. So thank you to everyone. Thank you for having us, and good luck to all of the runners.
Thank you, Wendy. Next up, at Gate A, 8 a.m. at Camden Yards, about 4,000 total will hit the streets for the Baltimore Marathon. At the same time, the Pandora 10K, which we added last year to this event, which has become very popular. This time I'd like to introduce a great Baltimore area-based company. Ladies and gentlemen, Vice President of Sales for North America, Ms. Deetra Cortalis.
So I guess we thought it was appropriate, because we're a charm jewelry company, that we do this for Charm City, no pun intended. My name is Dietrich, as you heard. I'm very honored to be here and very thankful to be able to participate in this wonderful event for not only Baltimore, but the state of Maryland and all the activities that you all do all over the state. I've been a Maryland resident now for over half my life, over 33 years, and I actually lived in Baltimore City for about a decade of that. And we're honored to be part of this. This is, I think, our 7th year of doing this, 2nd year for the 10K. And, you know, we've been home to this North American Pandora team. Those of you, I don't know if you know our story, we are the world's largest jewelry brand in the world. And we started in Copenhagen in Denmark, and one of our main founder for the U.S. division came and started in Columbia, Maryland. We actually have our entire North American and Latin American distribution center based in Columbia, and then we have executive offices in Baltimore and soon to open in New York. So staying community based is hugely important to us. We're involved with a lot of the different activities. I'm very proud because I think our city has been through so much over the last several years, and you have a much more difficult job than I do. I thought selling charms was difficult. It's nothing. So hats off to you because we have a city that needs and continues to need our support. So the more we band together, and we've gotten through this pandemic and now this next phase and this looming recession that affects all of us. Being the official jewelry sponsor, every year we do a Commemorative Charms. If you say, well, I got that last year, say, no, you don't have this year's for 2022. So we're excited to be able to produce that. Our franchisee and one of my very dear friends, Mrs. Diane Meyer, owns a store in Columbia, Maryland, and she has supported the event. So we will exclusively be selling it for at the registration. For all the runners and at the check-in on Friday, and then also at the Celebration Village. If we have any left, because sometimes we don't, you can get them at the mall at the Pandora store at the mall in Columbia. So again, thankful to be a part of this well-loved home tradition and being in this wonderful city. And as we continue, and I urge us all to continue to support the community businesses and the local businesses, we have a wholesale division as well with a lot of our owners out there that continue to support all the local brands. So thank you for the participation, thank you for continuing to include us, and congratulations and best of luck to all the runners and having a fabulous weather on Saturday, which is a gift. So thank you.
Next up, the men and women in blue. I want to talk about the Baltimore Police Department, how great they are, right? First of all, I want to thank them for making the event safe for the runners and the residents. Year after year, we hear from our runners about how great our Baltimore Police Department is. You know, working all day on Saturday when it's supposed to be your days off could be a recipe for a cruddy attitude. Nope. Thanks to Dwayne Swinton, the commissioner, our old friend Milton Corbett, all those folks show up with a smile on their face, a kind word for our runners, and a high five. And you have no idea how that helps us perpetuate how great Baltimore is and what a great event it is, because those police officers are literally at every single intersection giving high fives and helping the runners. So a special thanks always goes out to them. Also want to talk about the incident command room, which is really spectacular. They let me go up there sometimes after they frisk me, of course, which I think is really unnecessary. Dwayne, can we knock that off? But anyway, it's pretty spectacular because you have all the various agencies up there, okay? And they have TV cameras and everything going on. Tia King and her whole team, the fire department's up there, special ops are up there. There's all kinds of different government agencies that I can't mention, right? That are all up there. That's right. But anyway, they do a spectacular job communicating with all the officers on the ground. So that's why we are so confident and so excited to work with them every single year. They're great. Special thanks goes out to Sergeant Casey Zellers and Sergeant Erica Martin, who have taken over from my main man, Milton Corbett, who's with us today, but recently retired. Milt, give him a quick. So the great news for me is Milton is now my private security. So if you guys want to get to me, you got to go through Big Milt, which is awesome. I would like to introduce Major Dwayne Swinton.
Good afternoon, all, and thank you, Lee Corrigan. The Baltimore Police Department has been an active participant in the Baltimore Running Festival for many years, and we are looking forward to taking part in it again this year. The BPD and myself want all runners, spectators, visitors, and residents to have a safe and enjoyable experience, and we are committed to ensuring the safety in everyone that's involved. We'll be working with our law enforcement partners to respond to calls for service and active patrol in order to identify any illegal or dangerous activities. As we have been previously stated, the Baltimore Police Department activates a deployment strategy for all high-profile events, including the Baltimore Running Festival. In order to provide substantial and significant support to the community, the BPD will have enhanced deployment and visibility along the race routes and other points around Baltimore City for this whole weekend. If you are coming downtown, as the Mayor Scott has mentioned, please plan. There's going to be large crowds and road closures. I encourage residents to report locations where they see crime being committed. To those who wish to remain anonymous, may utilize the Metro Crime Stoppers or just dial 911. I wish a successful and rewarding weekend for this race, and I want to thank Lee Corrigan and the runners for the Baltimore Marathon. The city welcomes you, and we appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, next up, 9:45, we head back to the Inner Harbor, back to Mckelden Square, and we kick off the Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield Half Marathon. About 4,000 strong will take off from the Inner Harbor. This is a great spot on the course. There's a ton of activity. If you look at these maps, you can see that we passed there literally three times. We passed there in the full marathon course, right, between mile 8 and 9. Then we come back between 12 and 13. And then, of course, we finish right there. So it is a great spot. It's very vibrant. I'd like to thank Care First CEO, Mr. Brian Pinnock, Heather McDonough, Megan Collins for all their support over the years. They've been with us for a long, long time, and we appreciate it. This time I'd like to introduce Chief Marketing Officer Mac Mcgee.
All right, very excited for this weekend. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield has been a partner for over a decade, and very proud of the partnership with the Half Marathon. What we think makes this event so unique is all of the different ways that folks can get involved with all of the different race formats, but so proud to recognize that folks running a half marathon this weekend have been training, and this may be the pinnacle of what they're running for, or another stop in their journey of wellness. And so really proud to support this event. I've been to this event many years. We're so proud of the partnership. Baltimore shows up so well this weekend. And for those that enjoy the fall, I love the fall. This is just that chapter turn with the Baltimore Running Festival and with the half marathon that I think marks us into that special time of year, and certainly proud to support this on behalf of our employees as well as all the members that live in the region and all the communities we serve. And so just such a unique opportunity for us to participate in this and see everybody go through the neighborhoods of Baltimore and really committed to the idea of this journey of wellness and health. And so thank you to Corrigan Sports and all of the other great partners and organizations we work with throughout the year on our efforts, and looking forward to a great weekend, and let's run Baltimore.
Thanks, Mac. Next up, we have one of our important major sponsors, and that's Under Armour. As I talked about how WBAL TV helped us elevate our event from day one with a great television coverage, Under Armour has helped elevate this event from day one as well, because where else do you get to come and get one of the best runner technical shirts on the market? So I want to thank all of our friends over at Under Armour. Got to thank Big Kevin Plank, of course, President and CEO, Hannah Troff, Heather Martin, Jessica Pizzula, Flynn Birch is here, I know. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Under Armour's Senior Manager of Performance Run, Jonathan Hutton.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, everyone, for the time this afternoon. As you said, my name is Jonathan, and I manage our performance run business at Under Armour. And I actually work out of our Portland, Oregon office, a satellite branch of our headquarters here in Baltimore. But as a longtime runner and a former Baltimore resident, I'm excited and grateful to be back in town this week and through the weekend. We have an amazing lineup coming up, and Under Armour is incredibly proud to be part of this event. The Baltimore Run Festival is a long-standing tradition here in the city, and Under Armour has been a partner in that for quite a long time. And it means a lot to us to continue to give back to the local run community. And something we're doing this year for the first time is we've kind of doubled down on our investment in the local community, and we are sponsoring 26 local elite runners from the greater DMV area to come out and toe the line for the full marathon. These are moms, dads that work full-time jobs, 9 to 5s, and they still find the time to get out, put the miles in, and they're going to show up Saturday morning. And they're going to be toeing the line alongside of 28 of our pro athlete runners that live and train all over North America. Some live right here in Baltimore and train here in Charm City, some from other parts. So they're all coming in, and our pros will be in the 5K, the 10K, and the half marathon, and some of them will be pacing are the local elites in the full marathon. And so it's this concept of community and coming together and showing out for Baltimore and doubling down on that investment. All of these athletes are going to be part of what's called the Flow Velocity Elite Team. It's this inaugural team that is really going to help launch our first race day ready shoe to the market in the new year of 2023. It's an amazing technological advance and innovation for the brand that combines supercritical foams and carbon plates that propels our runners to the highest heights they've ever had before. So you're going to see those all over the city on Saturday morning in all the different races, all through the iconic neighborhoods of Baltimore. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. I wish the best of luck to all the runners. And again, thank you for the time. I'm so grateful to be back in Baltimore for the weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. One last piece of business. Over 2,000 runners will be running our event on behalf of some local charities, okay? That revenue that they generate for those local charities, which runs into the hundreds of thousands of dollars, help fund those charities all year round. And this is something that is steeped in the running events all around the country, and they show up loud and proud for Baltimore. In the last couple of years, of course, during COVID, those organizations shrunk, right? But they are coming back slowly but surely, and a lot of them have chosen to come to Baltimore to participate and have their entire group out. So we're excited about that. But this year, before we even get started, we're pleased to make some donations to some very worthy local Baltimore charities. I'm going to ask Mayor Scott to stand up and join us for the pictures and help us give away some money. So first, Northwood Baseball, Mr. Mike Martin. Where's Mike? Hey. Thank you. Next up, our good friends from the Maryland Zoo, Kirby Fowler and Shannon Brown. Come on up. Come on, Shannon. Come on. All right. Next up, we got the Helping Up Mission, our old friends Chris Shar and Mike Cannon, who they literally put years and hours back in our lives because they do such a wonderful job helping us with setup and tear down. And thank you for all you do. It's really appreciated. Next up, from the Mckelden Community Center, Garfield Thompson. Garfield, where are you, buddy? All right. Next up, a very valuable member of the Corrigan Sports Enterprises team, Mr. Mark Aragonesi. Yeah. He's been around since day one. All right, and last but not least, Mary. Where's Mary? Mary's got an interesting story to tell. Why don't you come up here and tell the story about how you taught this guy to run fast from Ralph Duran Academy Track Club. Mary Hayes. Mary confirmed it. Your times are legit. Lastly, I would like to mention our old friend Dave Cooley, who helped us start this event 21 years ago. He's a legend in the Baltimore running community, so I want to take a minute to recognize him for his support and friendship over the years. If you have any questions, the media has any questions, myself or any of the panel, you can ask them now, or else you can line up a one-on-one interview with Amanda, and she'll get everybody squared away. Also, everybody is invited to enjoy an awesome Mount Washington Tavern lunch. So, are there any questions?
Lee.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. How do you see the stay growing in the future? And do you ever envision maybe recalibrating the race a bit so it's not so hilly?
Well,
Just for a friend.
yeah, she wants more hills, it sounds to me. Well, obviously, it's when you're building the course itself, it's tricky because you want to hit certain parts of the city, of course, number one. Number two, you want to try to make it as flat as possible. And I think we've done that. The very first year, we ran all the way up to Northern Parkway. And let me tell you, we got some heat on that, right? So we actually cut it in half, believe it or not. But in terms of the growth of the event, we were rocking. I mean, when we first got this thing going 21 years ago, we started at 6,000 and we were like a successful business. All the way up to about 22, 23,000. Then of course, COVID came around and whomped us, right? And so, 2020, we did not have the event. 21, last year was our comeback year. We had about 10,000, and this year we're going to have about 11,000. So we actually feel very good about our growth, and we spent a lot of time talking to colleagues in the industry, and we, because my team's so awesome, Sebastian, Amanda, Ragsy, Ryan, Booker, Chris Tomlinson, our marketing group, they do a great job. We're doing better than most in the industry. So we really feel good about that. And so we're going to keep plugging along, and we're going to continue to grow this thing. And hopefully I'll be standing up here next year going, we're going to have 12, 13,000 people. And then we'll get all the way back over 20,000, okay? So I hope that helps. No calculus questions.
From a journalist? I was wondering if I could ask Mr. Mayor another question.
Wow.
It's all good.
You're good.
I know you don't want to be locked into running next year, but if you were to run next year, what do you think you would take on?
Let's see. Oh, this is great. Because, whatever I do, the police are going to have to run too, so. This is the small victories that I get in life. As they said, 5K? Oh, well, my friends in the back are saying 5K, and I can't tell them no, so we'll do 5K is what I'll start with. There we go. We'll start there. And I guarantee I run under 20 minutes. I can guarantee you that.
I wasn't past your time. I wasn't. Thank you.
All right, anything else? Okay, well, if you guys have any one-on-one requests, please talk to Amanda. And then once again, I want to thank everybody for coming, taking time out of their day, and celebrating the Baltimore Marathon and Running Festival. Chris Shorter, City Admin, we'll see you at the start line, brother. Thank you, everybody.